For all your embroidery and digitizing needs, call B's Embroidery.
The Honor Flight is a chance for veterans to travel to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments and memorials that they've set up for us.
And so this requires an application?
It definitely requires an application. If the veteran is interested, now I want to back up and say that the World War II veterans, most of the World War II veterans have already traveled to Washington and have seen the World War II memorial. Mm-hmm. And so then they started looking at Korean War veterans. And now they're running it to the end of the Korean War veterans, and now they're looking at Vietnam War veterans. And so they're setting it up and they're taking applications now from Vietnam War veterans. If you're a World War II veteran, you can apply and you'll probably get priority seating because they want to do all the World War II veterans. If you're a Korean War veteran, I would also say, I believe they told me the next flight is going to be all Korean War veterans.
Wow.
So if you're a Korean War veteran, I would say go ahead and apply. And if the plane is not already full, you're almost guaranteed a seat over the Vietnam veterans.
And so the Vietnam veterans are also applying now. When is the Honor Flight?
Probably the next flight is going to be in May, according to the people that I talked to at Honor Flight. And that's going to be primarily Korean War veterans.
And so this is free to the veteran, right?
It is free to the veteran, no cost at all. And they fly you to Washington, D.C., and they set up the tour so you can see your particular memorial. It's about a week, all total, and they do everything for you. They set up the flight, they set up the tours, everything for the veteran is free.
And there's also volunteer applications and then guardian applications.
Yes, the guardian applications are people that have to travel with the veteran, and there are applications for that, and it cannot be a family member or a spouse.
So a family member or a spouse, if they wanted to go on this trip, they would have to pay?
They would not be able to go on these flights. This is the Honor Flight for veterans. If it was a family member that wanted to go, they'd have to fly on a different airplane. They'd have to make their own reservations and everything else.
And so if you are a volunteer or want to be a volunteer or a guardian, how do you apply for this?
You can go online, and online are applications for the veteran, applications for the sponsors or the guardian, and also for the volunteers.
And guardians need to pay, right?
Guardians need to pay. This is for Southern Nevada because honor flights are all over the country. But for Southern Nevada, if you go to honorflightsouthernnevada.org online, then you can see all the applications and you can even look at the applications. And depending on what category you want to be in, whether it's the veteran application, the guardian application, or the volunteer applications.
Is there a deadline?
I wouldn't say there's a deadline, but first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Unless the different wars, like I said, Korean War veterans are going to be placed ahead of Vietnam. World War II are going to be placed ahead of everybody.